everybody, and welcome back to the number one best traders competition sponsored by Cobra Trading. This is the fall winter trading competition. Winter spring rather. Week 2 review, and let's jump right in. My name is Michael DeGioia, the Director of Educational Services here at Dash Trader, licensed professional. And I'm joined here today by my co-host, prior third place winner, Todd Miller. Todd, how are you?
I'm doing great, and thank you for having me.
It's great to have you here with us. Awesome. Let's jump right in. So this is for week 2 of the winter spring competition running from March 11th to March 15th. Let's jump right in and take a look at some of our results. I mean, we have a breakaway winner here in best 1086. Week total. I'm just going to bring up my laser pointer so you could follow along. So 1086, $65,861 for this week. I mean, for week 1, and then for week 2, total. I mean, not a huge increase, about $10,000, but now the total winnings is $74,358. And now we have best 1097 and 1090 battling it out for second and third place. So we have a neck and neck race there for the second and third position. And really, I mean, best 1086, if they have such a comfortable lead that if they just kind of add a little bit of green each week, I think they are in pretty good shape to take the competition. Today was the last day that if you hadn't traded, you needed to make a trade to stay in the competition. But we also have here our little green and red arrows indicating if they had moved up. So you can see that both 1097 and 1090 have moved up, and they are really battling it out for second and third place. And but again, if one of them mess up, you have best 1083 adding some hefty gains in the week, up about 10,000 for the week. So they're capable of taking either second or third if any one of the top 3 lose. And then I think we have somebody we know back here at 9th place.
That's right.
That's right. So Todd is going to trying the competition again, having won 3rd place. But again, anybody can be a winner if you look at this from educational purposes. And I'm going to ask you to talk a little bit about that. So just looking at the results and the rankings, Todd, what are your thoughts?
Well, there's definitely opportunity for everybody on this in this top 10 list, for sure. As you can see, some of the gains and losses from week 1 to week 2. And steady wins the race sometimes. I'm getting back into using this competition to get back into a couple of the strategies that I've been using in the past. And this is what's great about this competition. And it's anybody's game really in the top 4 or 5.
Yeah. So you're going to be opening up and trading on Dash Live. So really, you're battling against yourself using the competition, to kind of show how you would trade with real money. And I'll tell you, I mean, $1,000. You made 300 the first week, you made 700 week 2. That makes you an automatic winner from an educational perspective.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with those results. There's quite a bit to remember and to learn, and things to work out in everybody's strategy. And it looks like some of the other traders have been figuring some things out along week 2 as well.
Yeah, I mean, you see, best 1095, was up 25,000 in week 1, so clearly they're swinging for the fences. Week 2, I mean, they lost 15,000 in gains. That's how I know they're swinging for the fences. Not that that puts them out of the running because they've shown that they can make a lot of money very quickly, but certainly consistency is not showing itself here. You got best 32 with 5,000 at the end of week one, and now at 2,200, so giving back around 3,000 for the week. What's really cool is that everybody in the top 10 is green, and green is good, right?
Yes. Yes. And
So
that's
I mean,
great to see.
that is, it's really good to see that everybody is green. Hopefully it stays that way. Market volatility did pick up a little bit. That's why we had a kind of a little bit of movement to the upside and the downside in some of the positioning. But certainly the top four are in striking distance. Even the top five are in striking distance for the top three positions to be the best number one best trader. So let's jump into some of the stocks. Have you traded any of these stocks this week?
I have traded number 5 today. That was a nice trade. Um, and I think that was it for this week for me.
Yeah, so I'm gonna transfer over to the I'm gonna go through these real quickly, and then we're gonna go take a look at some of these stocks on the Dash Trader and see what they look like and see what kind of strategy. But before I do, you were saying that you were trying out some new strategies, which clearly are making money. What strategies are you testing out, Todd?
Well, I've been you know taking signals on a slightly different time frame. I've been investigating the 30-second candle and the 2-minute candle for some signaling, as well as I've been noticing on some of the gaps in the mornings that taking trades off the 15-minute candle as well as the 5-minute candle has provided some better setups.
More quality, going for more quality over
Yeah,
quantity.
correct.
And I mean, I know you were traditionally a gap trader. I've known you trading for a long time, and I taught you gap trading myself. So what are you doing besides gap trading? Some technical day trading?
Yeah, some watching the trend reversals later in the morning,
Like what,
um,
around 10:15 or so?
around 10:15, correct.
Cool.
And looking at as stocks trade close to the pre-market highs and lows,
Uh-huh.
depending, and looking for potential reversals there as well.
All right, cool. Well, I'm going to bring up my Dash Trader real quick. So let's take a look at some of these are the top 10 top 5 traded stocks from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And let's just take a look at the charts intraday. So the first one I'm going to take a look at is from Monday. So this is PIK. I mean, usually what we've been seeing is exactly this kind of gap and go situation. So Monday was the day that it kind of broke out to the upside. And then obviously it's traded and pulled back. Was it 1, 2, 3, 4? So Monday was this kind of big spike day, and it stayed on the radar after that. Let's take a look at the 5-minute chart, and let's scroll back a little bit so that we could see what this looked like. So here we go. There's that big pop and drop. Everybody seems to love the popper and droppers in the competition. The other one that was big on Monday was TCBP, another low price stock. And that was there on Monday. That was the big gap up day. So it gapped from approximately $1.10 to $1.62, and it ran up to $2.80. So big time popper and dropper. RGLS, similar situation. This one, of course, got active on Tuesday. So again, it's the pop and drop day. It went from $1.30, and then made a nice kind of pullback, buy set up, and then kind of
Right.
settled in and didn't do much for the rest of the day. And that was RGLS. Let's take a look at HNRA. I did it wrong. HNRA. Oh wow, look at that. I mean, this was just an explosion to the upside on
Yeah.
yeah, that was an explosion on Tuesday. And it really just took off and went from $1.80 all the way up to 580. Really popped on volume. And let's take a look at the daily chart. I mean, this stock, it's got all kinds of craziness going on, but actually it doesn't look bad. It's kind of consolidating nicely. It's kind of consolidating, pulling back into the moving average on the daily chart.
Right.
Um,
Right.
d- don't know exactly what they do. But then again, a lot of day traders don't even care. So we got GXIA, okay, AI, GXAI. So this one again, another popper and dropper. So this seems to be the main trading strategy across the board. And now you said you traded CDLX today.
I did. Yes.
So here's CDLX. Let's take a look at that chart. I mean, this one is a little bit more reasonably in terms of price range. It's not a really, really cheap one. This one's trading, in the $12, $13 range, closed at 1468. So tell me a little bit about how you traded this one today.
So yeah, let me look at my screen over here really quick too. Um, so I took the second 1 minute candle on the buy side.
Let's take a look at
Um,
that.
I don't know if you can get that.
Yeah, so the second 1 minute candle's right here.
Yep. So that was my buy signal.
Breaking the
And
1 minute high.
yeah, break the 1 minute high and took a partial position. And then as it pulled back down and tried to retest that 1 minute low, I added to the position. And then I was able to scale out on that. Let's see, that fifth big green candle. I took some profits there. And then on the next really large green candle up into the 13s. And then I was pretty
Okay.
much out of most of the position. And then my last, I think, quarter of the position was out. And that where your pointer is right now.
Got it. Got it. So you basically took a 1 minute high and then you just kind of momentum traded it and managed to get out, somewhere near the morning's top. I mean, obviously this thing, continued to go up and away and pulled back
Yeah,
and
it was
kind of
pretty.
made a nice 15-minute setup.
Yeah, it was a pretty wild ride on this one. There seemed to be a lot of pretty crowded trade.
Yeah, without a doubt. It seems like that was the stock to be in this morning. Another one that was a big one today was CLSK. Lots of people trading this. This is kind of a more actively traded. It's not a popper and dropper, which is good to see. I mean, it's nice to see a little diversity in trading styles here. This one made some really clean buy setup like patterns.
Oh, yep.
That
That's
one
a beautiful
broke the prior day's high, and a very, very traditional kind of intraday trading, stock trading, what I would call the hit and run approach to trading. It's just a good, clean technical setup. Another one was APM. That was a big one yesterday. APM was most traded on Thursday. And again, this is kind of that typical pop and drop, but it does have a nice intraday daily chart, and it might actually continue. I mean, a lot of these stocks are popping. A lot of these kind of like low price stocks, $1.50. And the traders that are in the competition love trading these when they just pop up on the radar and make a new high. So, are you going to swing bigger in the next 2 weeks of the competition?
I am planning on swinging bigger. Yes. Yeah.
Got it. I'm going to just
Another.
Go
another
ahead.
stock that was good to trade today was SMAR. Um,
Let's take a look at that one. Tell me what you did on this one. SMAR.
yeah, it's also another. So this was, it was gapped way down
It's a short
this
sell
morning.
or a long?
No, this was a long setup actually for me.
Okay, because
Um,
it's fading the gap. I can see that it's fading the
yeah,
gap to the
and
upside, a 60% gap fade.
yeah, because it was so extended low pre-market, and $35 is an all-time low on the weekly. Um, so you can go either way on these. Sometimes they gap low and go lower, but sometimes they just gap too far like this, and you take that buy signal.
All
And
right.
this
I
was a
mean,
much.
look at this. 40 down to 35. That's a $5 gap down. And you took did you take the 5 minute or the 1 minute high break?
I took the 5 minute on this one because there was so much. It didn't really get going um, until about the 5 minute. There was just a lot of prints in between the bid and ask, and just kind of like held there for a while as orders were filled, and then it just shot up to the upside on that second 5 minute candle. And it was
Awesome,
beautiful.
man. That's very good, man. Nice trade on that. How much did you take? How much did you make on that trade?
Let's see here. Well, I'm trading small size, so about 400.
That's good, but listen, that's realistic. I mean, you're looking to do this from the educational perspective. You're looking to get ready for when you start trading your live account, and that makes you an automatic winner, right? I mean, if you're going to be winning every day once you start trading live again using DAS.
Right. So and I already had the other position on as well. So
Oh, okay, so you have your live trade on.
yeah, so no, I said, well, I had the CDLX trade on that I
Oh,
was
okay.
managing, and then took that as a second trade. Um, and so, part of what I'm still working through is um, position sizing, and entry, and working on fine tuning my actual DAS setup. So
That listen, and that makes you an automatic winner. Like I said, I just want to remind all of our competitors, just like Todd's doing, review your trading strategy. Um, you know, what has been successful? What have you been doing that's been working for you? If this is working for you, then maybe you want to expound upon it. What mistakes have you made in the first 2 weeks? It's still anybody's competition. The people that are in the lead can make mistakes. Obviously, they could also decide to just sit on their hands and not trade so actively. But as long as they're trading, they kind of banked a nice profit bank. What mistakes have you made? If you've made any big mistakes, like I saw at least two traders drop back in the rankings, and one of them was pretty substantial. Maybe that's something you shouldn't be doing. So, what are you doing that's working, and maybe you want to expound upon that? What are you doing that's not working, and maybe you want to cut that out? What have you learned? You know, Remember, no overnights. We haven't had that problem too often, but we did have a couple of stocks that were halted, which kind of you can't help. But certainly people have been great with not holding overnight positions. And, obviously this is, I hope you've all traded, otherwise you'll be disqualified. So, but anyway, I want to wish you all the absolute best. So, any parting words, Todd? I mean, what are your plans for the next 2 weeks, and what are your parting words for the other competitors?
well, I mean, these are great reminders for everybody. I'm going to be reviewing my strategies. I always look back at um, every trade that I make, and the other stocks that I was looking at for potential trades that I didn't take, and fine tuning entries and exit points. Um, and I what I've learned and continuing to learn is to be patient with the market. Look for higher quality setups. Get it, like everybody gets excited that as soon as the market opens, you want to be putting in trades and making trades and don't overtrade.
Yeah.
It's better just to wait and have stocks come to you. Some of my mistakes that I made earlier in the first week was jumping into trades a little bit too quickly and not being clear enough on the actual pattern that was being set up.
Yeah. Now that you've kind of like earned your discipline a little bit, or were reminded of your discipline these next 2 weeks, I think now this is where you can kind of kick it into overdrive and swing a little bit bigger and try to see if you can gain some of the couple of notches in the rankings, right? I mean, the worst case scenario, as long as you're keeping your discipline and you're green and you're profitable, that's when you should go bigger, not when you're making mistakes and not when you're losing ground. You don't go bigger when you're losing, you go bigger when you're winning and you're following the rules and you're following your discipline. So I think that's a great note for us to leave week 2 of the number one best trader competition. I thank everybody so much for joining us. And just a reminder, as always, stay up to date with all things Dash by signing up to our monthly newsletter and emails. Fill out the form at the bottom of the Dash Trader website at www.dashtrader.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Dash Trader TV, and Dash Newsroom Reminders. Follow us on social media, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Trade well, everybody. Have a good luck in the number one best trader competition. Todd, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Yep. Have a great weekend and good luck in the last 2 weeks of the competition.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye, buddy. Have a good weekend, everyone.